What up, though?
Hey, big bro, I just went through my whole phone. This bitch cheating on me, man. She texting all of these niggas and shit like that, bro. I'm about to crash out, gang.
Oh no. Hold on. Slow down. First of all, let's slow this down.
Facts.
One thing we not gonna do is crash out. Cause look, let me tell you, it's only two things that can happen. You go over there, you go approach the nigga, you go smoke the nigga, and you going to jail for the rest of your life and he did. And you know what she gonna do when y'all both gone? She gonna cry a little bit, she gonna shed a couple tears, and then she gonna go out there and pop that motherfucker for another nigga.
Facts.
So we not gonna crash out. Now, let me ask you a question. What in the hell possessed you to open your eyes and say, God, give me the time to where I can go through this phone? Why you even go through the phone?
Man,
I don't even want to hear your answer. Let me tell you something. I'm going to answer it for you. You never go through the phone. When that motherfucker unlocked, you know, last time I seen my girl phone unlocked, you know what I did? I threw that bitch across the room. We not going through no phones, P. We not going through no phones. And then for another thing, you not about to call that nigga, man. If anything, this is what you need to do right now. I'm about to come pick you up. We're going to go to Home Depot. We're going to get some boxes. And you just going to take all your shit and move out right before rent due. We're going to let her suffer. We're going to move out right before rent due. All right? All right, that's what.
Yeah. Well,
Good advice or bad advice?
shit, I don't know about all that move out right before rent due.
She say she gonna suffer.
Yeah, man. Nigga, if you trying to make her suffer, then you just trying to shit. Your feelings tied up in there, man. Pay your last bill on that over there and move on out and get your own place, man. Don't leave nothing hanging over your head, bro. Don't leave nothing hanging over your head. If you're gonna close the door, close the door. Tie all your bills up, man, and be done with that. Close it on out.
See, this is an older man trying to give younger man advice. And the bad part about that already is that the advice was too late because he's already emotionally invested. First thing he said he was gonna crash out. Bottom line, the first thing that to all of this is that he felt compelled to go through her phone. So there was a lack of trust right there. There was something about what she was doing or how she was doing it that he felt like he couldn't trust her. So that's why he went through her phone. So that was his first mistake. The second mistake was he said, I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna go do something. So you trying to take an emotional guy and give him advice to remove himself from the situation. He gonna pack up his shit and he gonna move out and he gonna go somewhere else, whether it's by his house or whatever. I guess he got some suggestions of where he gonna go. And he gonna go over by his house or wherever, his mom or whoever, for a couple of nights and not pay the rent. And he thinks that's gonna make things better when this guy is clearly attached to this woman.
You're absolutely right. He ain't gonna
Who's
do no more.
punishing who?
And they gonna load up his car. He gonna go in there and put all them goddamn clothes out. All plate rip shit on off the wall, pack all that shit up in a car if he got a car, and then drive around, go to mama house. Then he gotta come back and put all them clothes and shit right back in there and try to patch up the holes and shit that he went over there and try and snatch shit off the wall. That's all finna happen.
If he gets back in, because guess what? That move he just gave him might be a move the girl was waiting for him to do so he can replace his ass. She can replace him with somebody else who she messing with. She probably was waiting on him to leave or for him to crash out or something like that. So you telling him to pack all his stuff and get out of there and don't pay the rent. Do you really think that's going to who's going to be hurt here? Her or him? Because she already cheating on you.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I guess I don't think it boils down though if you're gonna pay the rent or ain't gonna pay the rent.
That's it.
Shit.
But it still ain't gonna stop the emotions that you're feeling right now. It ain't gonna stop the hurt that you're feeling right now. And matter of fact, your ass might crash out even harder doing that because the moment you pack your shit and leave, that nigga she been talking to on the phone and sneaking around with gonna be over in that house. So do you really think if she cares if you pay the rent? She probably already got the rent person lined up for when you can't or don't pay it.
Yeah, that could
He
be.
just was waiting on you to leave. Bad advice. Bad advice from an OG. That's bad advice.
So what advice would you give him?
I would confront her about it. I will confront. The bottom line is you confront her about it. You say, Hey, what's going on? I went through your phone. Yeah, I went through your phone because you were moving different. So this happened. Now that you already done screwed up by going, because see, I wouldn't have went through her phone. But since she's already, you done did that part and you screwed yourself up, you confront her about it. You be straight up. Hey, I went through your phone. I saw you was doing this, this, and this. Is there something you want to talk to me or explain to me? Because if we're in a committed relationship, why are you doing these things? Let her see how she responds. Because let me tell you something. A woman will respond in one or two ways based on how she feels about you. If she's still emotionally attached to you and want to be with you and you still that guy, she's gonna be, I'm sorry. She gonna beg, she gonna plead, she gonna say all these nice things. I ain't gonna do it no more, blah, 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 blah. But if she's not into you anymore, she's gonna get loud. She's gonna be like, what the fuck you going through my phone for? Who you think is? You don't be going through my effing phone. You can get out, blah, blah, blah. She's gonna take that role. So that will determine where you are. But the bottom line to that, are you ready for the end result? See, you got to be ready for the end result. If you're not ready for the end result, then you don't confront her. You stay, you do what you need to do, and you make your exit plan. As quick as you can, make your exit plan. Make sure you have somewhere to go and you solid in going, and make sure you disattach from that woman and you leave. You make your exit plan. Because if you're not emotionally unattached to her, you're going to have problems. So you confront it either one way or the other. If you're strong enough to just totally pull out, you do that. If you're not strong enough, you stay there till you can pull out and you don't question her about it. You just start making your exit plan. That's all he can do. The worst thing is when a man is that emotionally attached to a woman. That is the hardest thing to talk him off the edge. So there is no appropriate advice for him except for him to break the emotional attachment. And what that's going to take, I don't know, because some can do it while they're there and some can't do it while they're there. You just have to determine on how emotional this guy is. Because emotional attached men are very dangerous when they hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
He's talking about crashing out.
yeah. So he talking about jumping off the damn bridge.
Or beating her or beating the dude up or killing somebody. That's what I'm saying. So when they emotionally attached and you words like crashing out, you don't know what extreme they're willing to go to. So when someone is there, you might can't tell them to leave that situation and they're going to be good, because the whole while they're away from that situation, they're going to be thinking about what's going on.
Motherfucker just start seeing blue.
Yeah. So, but if they're there and they realize the kind of woman she is, you can kind of sort of just, disattaching yourself from her if you're strong enough. But he may not be strong enough to disattach herself, because she might just take him to bed one night and lay it on him real good, and he right back in la la land. Oh, I'm in love again. Mm-hmm. So it's hard. It's hard to tell him to pull away, and it's hard to stay there and tell him to let it go. So you just confront her, let her know you know what you're knowing, and then you know the truth, and you just got to deal with it. The bottom line, you got to know what you're dealing with and be able to deal with it, because clearly she don't want you. The fact that she went and cheated on you means she don't want you. That's it.
Well, I mean, that defeats the point that you made about if you confront her and she start explaining. So it don't matter what she say. If you go by that theory, if she cheated on you, she don't want you. So it don't matter what she say if you confront her. So you might as well just leave.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that purpose was meant. She's gonna give you one of those two things, but you got to decide what you need as a person for your own well-being. Like, are you strong enough to just pull out, or can you stay there and kind of get yourself to that point that you can walk away? But at some point, you got to choose one of them.
You're gonna stay there and get abused.
Well, it just depends.
That's all happen. You're gonna get abused.
It just depends.
Every time she leave the house, you're gonna be sitting there on the couch suffering.
Nah, sometimes it's about your mindset, though. That's how a lot of women move. They're in a situation with a man where they know the man is cheating. They know he's doing the wrong things. They know you treating me a certain way. So I'm going to get myself in order. I'm going to get my finances up. I'm going to be able to move. So you stay there and you kind of mentally put in your head, you go into a different headspace that this is only temporary. So they nice, they cook, they do everything. And before the guy know it, he think he getting over. She done already set up to leave. And when he come home, everything is gone or there's a note
Yeah,
and she's gone.
yeah, well, men
So,
don't operate like women.
but
That's the
emotional
point.
men gotta operate that way. They gotta. You gotta figure out something if you're an emotional man, because you shouldn't have never been caught up in those type of feelings
That's what I've
that
been
you
saying.
going through the phone.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Like, what you going through the phone for? That's female behavior.